And welcome back to Let's Play Live a Live. Last time, we finished off the present day chapter, so it is now yesterday, and we are going into the near future. Potentially next weekend, potentially the next 20 years, who knows, it is simply near. One day soon, but not yet. Hey, that's what I was saying. A rebellious youth lives a hard life, getting into trouble and picking fights because he knows what others are thinking. A rough routine, but one to which he's grown accustomed. However, his power eventually leads him to become involved in a dark conspiracy, which can only be stopped through the resurrection of an ancient robot king, the Steel Titan. So, we've got near future, and we've got robots. Sounds like a recipe for an interesting chapter. Let's go into the near future.
So tell me, you happy with your lot in life? Glad to hear it. That being said, you could spare a thought for folks who haven't got it good as you know? Not to get too preachy, though I suppose I kinda did. But hear me out, just a little longer.
Dad! Dad, where are you? No, no! Wake up, Dad! Come on! Please!
But he didn't. I got there just in time to see the light leave my father's eyes. He was a cop, riot police, a decorated officer who had been tasked with taking down a notorious biker gang, the Crusaders. I doubt he had any idea it might turn out like this when he left for work that morning. I looked up to him. He was my hero. He sacrificed so much. And then...
Okay, everyone. We have some new friends joining us today. Go on and introduce yourself to the others.
What else could you name a protagonist in a near future scenario involving robots other than Akira? Let's go.
And this is his little sister, Cowdy. Now, I want you all to do everything to make them feel welcome, okay?
Yes, miss!
What was that, Watanabe?
Yes, miss!
It was around the time Cowdy and I were sent to Bright Sparks Orphanage that I first noticed I was... different. That I'd begun to develop some strange powers. I found that I could read people's minds, and even make things move without touching them. It was as easy as pushing a button, and just like that, I could hear their inner thoughts, loud and clear. Yeah, just like that. So tell me, if you had the power to read people's minds, how would you use it? As for me, well...
And thus we have our premise. We are Akira, a troubled youth with psychic powers and questionable fashion sense. Heading around the park here, there are a number of people to talk to. In this chapter, uniquely, you have two means of interacting with people. The first is the more obvious one, where you can just walk up and speak to them. This park is the perfect place to kick back and relax. Or you can read their minds. Now, a mind is a terrible thing to read, but being a salesman isn't all bad. I could never get away with playing hooky like this if I was chained to a desk. Let's see what everyone around here has to say, and let's peek at their inner thoughts. Engage in a little voyeuristic activity. Hey, I don't want no trouble, kid. Can't you just leave me be? I'll bet this kid's one of those biker hooligans. Where's his skull helmet? I'm guessing he's referring to the Crusaders, who are still active even after Akira's father has been gunned down so long ago. Young people these days have no shame at all. Well, tell me how you really feel. Oh, the mischief me and the missus used to get up to when we were at that age. It's a little creepy that you're hiding behind the trees thinking that. I'm gonna be honest with you. What's your deal? Do I know you? Sure could go for a taiyaki right now. Well, perhaps if we had one, we could provide one to that child. Italian by the Bay Bridge. It'll be hitting up Juliana's in Hawaii. Or like hitting up Juliana's. Seriously? You're such a cheapskate. When the time is right. I know what's bugging her, but it seems like it's a pretty big deal. I have to wonder what these people actually see when Akira does this. Failnaugh's dating guide? Don't fail me now. They're trying to upsell you, my friend. There's a little birdie. There's another kid over here. What's this one up to? What do you want? Mom said not to talk to strangers. Well, you can't talk to me, but what is really on your mind? You must be one of those creeps Mom warned me about. A kidnapper. I can see how people would get the wrong idea about Akira if he just goes around doing this all day. Let's get out of here. Hey. Akira has the unique power to read the minds of others. Press X when near people to hear the secrets they would never speak aloud, and learn surprising truths that may offer you valuable insights. Something that I've been demonstrating repeatedly, but what the heck, let's go through the formal tutorial as well.
I think I'd meet the quota, but this kid ought to do the trick.
Screw you and your quota. I'm not going anywhere with you losers.
What did you say to me? Kids? Goddamn kids? Since when did the Crusaders start snatching kids? Who the hell are you? Who am I? Isn't it obvious? I'm a local businessman!
The oh-so-accurately identified badass biker is here to help us in our first battle. Now, Akira does not have too much to work with at the start, but he does have a few things. Low kick and elbow strike are two of the only physical moves that he actually learns. I think they're actually the only physical moves he learns, period. Low kick can hit all around him, but does less damage, while elbow strike does pretty good damage. He also has Mother's Shame, which is a psychic attack that attempts to charm the enemies while debuffing their stats, or Self-Kill, or it's not Self-Kill, Self-Care, the exact opposite of that. Self-Care will restore a very good amount of your HP. Let's try out Mother's Shame and see how much that does for us. As you can see, Akira has some pretty good AoE and some very psychedelic effects at his disposal. These attacks don't typically deal that much damage, but they do have a pretty good chance of just debuffing the enemy across the board. Here we'll have the badass biker, or Lawless as he is identified, use his Fist of Rage, a huge AoE attack that hits multiple times, dealing pretty good damage for each hit that connects. As you can see, the biker captain stands no chance against Lawless. we'll have another Mother Shame come out. As you can see, it's an instant activation attack. If we could get a little bit more special attack for Akira, we could deal some pretty impressive damage with that. No such luck right now, though. Take a mighty kick from this guy, but let's just have Lawless go up and have him use a gut punch to hit this guy for some serious power. Boom.
All right, who's next?
Thanks, man. I owe you one.
You better watch your back, kid. Those punks have been acting weird lately.
More like stupid. Trying to snatch an orphan. No one's gonna pay my ransom.
How's your sis doing?
Kaori? She's cool. She's... my head.
Took a hit, huh? Come on, saddle up. I'll give you a lift.
Thanks, Matsu. But seriously, why do you think those guys came after me?
Well, thanks for actually informing me. Fortunately, I have a way to get his secrets.
I knew they were involved. I knew it. Disappearing all those folks. This proves it.
Forgotten place, Babylonia. The king was forced with fist of steel, and the heavens quaked to defeat and destroy the evil that now comes. Fury our sound righteous with the rain. Hearts afraid with Papa's truth, call him to the fight. The king of kings, swift I can, will keep him alive.
Stay out of the gang for me.
Wait, Matsu. Why not come inside? Say hi yourself. You're already here.
Peace.
Well, that intro sequence was a non-sequitur Family Guy wishes it could come up with. Anyways, the other things to note is that, as you can see, Lawless has many names, Matsu being among them, and that is not the last name he'll have either. It can get a little confusing. We'll probably just refer to him as Matsu going forward, to keep it simple. Anyways, here is the orphanage that Akira lives at.
You're back. I was getting worried. Wait, you're bleeding. Don't tell me you've been fighting again.
Quit freaking out. It's not a big deal.
You coming home covered in blood isn't a big deal? Dear, your shirt's ruined too. Take it off, right now.
I'm not a little kid.
There we go, all done. The more laundry I get through, the more laundry there is to do.
I'd like to point out that Akira is actually not wearing a shirt. Anyways, there are a number of rooms that we can explore in the orphanage here, but we'll just head for the flag marker. I would like you to realize that in that introductory scene where Akira was being put into the orphanage, apparently he was much older than he looked like he was, because this is what he looks like now, while all the other kids, including his sister Kaori, all still look the same. Puberty hit him different, I guess.
Hey, go look around Taiko's room for something to patch me up, would you?
But I'll miss wrestling. Oh, why me? Oh my god, Misawa is just so cool. Hey, that's my seat.
Watanabe is taking his sweet time. So, we've got an orphan boy named Watanabe. Anyways, let's read the minds of the children here. Just to violate their privacy completely. Akira. Not cool, dude. Quit trying to read my mind. Okay, I guess that's a fair reaction. That kid's apparently used to that. Misawa, you're so cool! Can't get a handle on her thoughts. The rest is a blur. His mind-reading abilities are not flawless. No one would have stood a chance if I'd been there. You guys got anything else to say? Hey, bro, get your butt kicked? Give me a heads up next time and I'll back you up. So that's what that was in reference to. Hey, Akira, why are you always getting in these fights? Don't you realize how much it stresses Tayako to see when she sees you come home all messed up? Tayako is the matron for this orphanage. Quick, wrestling's on. I want to see Misawa. And we'll just leave those kids to it. Can't get in the way of the wrestling. We've got to head into Tayako's room now. And hey, Watanabe, you get what I'm looking for?
Where'd she put it?
I'll be watching TV, so bring back whatever you find when you find it.
Boy, I'm gonna have to be switching through the auto-scrolling text a lot in these recordings. We've got a lot of minds to read, a lot of people to talk to. This chapter is the closest in traditional RPG structure to as much as this game gets, or at least as has been available to us so far. Close to the
For the long-awaited National Wrestling Showdown! And boy, do we have a matchup for you today! In the red corner, Misawa the Menacing! And in the blue corner, Muta the Merciless! The time has finally come to witness these two legends of the ring throw down! Prepare yourselves for the unprecedented, a no-holds-barred, no-round-limit fight to the finish! And there's the gong signaling the beginning of this legendary bout.
Come on, Misawa! Give him the corkscrew elbow! Not cool, Yuki. He's still hurting. Huh? I barely touched him. Everybody calm down and stop fighting about fighting! Here, I found something to patch you up.
Huh, what's this? Whoa, a first aid kit!
So, who's winning the wrestling then? Hey, that's my VIP ringside seat you're sitting in. Come on, Misawa, give him what for. There was no need for shoving.
So much violence in this orphanage. Well, nothing left to do here.
Oh, wait, I heard Kaori's pretty upset. Seems Tarokichi's sick or something. You know about Tarokichi, right? The turtle Kazu caught for her a while back.
Tarokichi. Better look into that. Anyways, as I was trying to say before I was so rudely interrupted, this chapter is structured the most like a traditional RPG, closest in structure anyway, as we've gotten since the prehistory chapter. One thing I would like to actually draw attention to before we get too far ahead of it, we got a napalm grenade from that, fight that we got in at the start. You're not guaranteed to get this, but if you do get it, hang on to it for a while. It'll come in handy later. Don't actually use it in battle. It's not that good anyway. The real reason we want it will become apparent much later, much later.
Tarokichi, he's dying, I think. He must be so scared. The poor thing.
Wait a minute. Maybe Doc Tobe can help us out. You know, the old dude who runs the antique shop. Wait here. I'll go and see what he has to say.
Oh, I doubt he's a vet. Oh, we better read Cowdery's mind while we're at it, although I have a feeling what she's thinking about.
Your heart won't, will it? I know it won't.
That's some deep introspection on the nature of the soul when it comes to old turtles. The turtle must have already been ancient by the time they found it. Turtles live for a very long time. Anyway, we've got our first proper objective for the chapter. We need to make our way to Doc Tobe's, but it's not exactly going to be a smooth ride. We've got Crusaders all over the place. This chapter uses pre-existing encounters on the field, and the encounters scale to match the strength of Akira, so every time he levels up, the encounters will get ever so slightly stronger. This also means you level up at a pretty stable rate in this chapter, and the maximum you can get up to, if I recall correctly, is level 14. When you get to level 14, you just stop getting experience outright. That's what I recall from playing in the SFC version anyway, but maybe we'll find out I'm wrong, and I'm misremembering that, or they changed it for this version. I didn't bother to grind up in my practice playthrough. Anyway, in the near future chapter, the Flee command is replaced by Teleport in battle. Like Flee, you can use this to attempt to escape your enemies, but because you have yet to master it, there's no telling where you'll end up. This is pretty much just a nerf for Akira. The escape command, like, I've never seen it fail in this game, so I'm not really sure what value Teleport provides to you in terms of actually fleeing battles. What it can do, though, is send you to a random-ass location somewhere in the game world. Sometimes this will result in something funny happening, but most of the time it's just really obnoxious because it throws you away from where you were at the time you used the Teleport command. That is neither here nor there, though. For this battle, we want to take note of a particular thing here. This guy is designated as a leader for the group. If you've yet to see this mechanic in the game up to this point, this is probably the first time you're going to see it and get the tutorial for it. If you kill the leader of a battle formation, every enemy participating in the battle will be overpowered and destroyed. Pretty much all the encounters in the near future chapter have this mechanic in play. It's only a small few that do not. So as you can see, once we scale the encounters up a bit, we're going to more and more frequently see enemies that are tougher and more numerous, blocking the way to the enemy leader, making it tougher to actually clear the battles out that way. Oh, actually, we got another one here. M-Lariat units. These guys are bigger, blocking up more space, and potentially more dangerous with their swift lariats. Still, we can just juke around them real quick and hit this guy with a swift elbow strike. As you can see, the elbow strike does very good damage compared to the Mother's Shame technique. However, it falls off pretty quickly because, as mentioned previously, it runs off of Akira's physical attack stat, and his physical attack stat is terrible. He only got 1 point there compared to his special attack, which got 5. He gets the behind you technique. Let's get into another encounter and show that off real quick. This is also a good opportunity to show off the battle theme for this chapter. This is my favorite battle theme in the game, especially the SFC version. I like that one a lot. So here we've got the behind you technique. This is his first charge-based technique. It distresses the enemy, or at least has a chance to, and has pretty similar range to Mother's Shame. A little worse on the vertical, but the same kind of horizontal. I believe it also does a little bit more damage, though that might also just be on account of Akira's increased special attack. 24 compared to the, what, 14 we were getting before? Not bad, not bad.
Easy as hell.
Alright, with that taken care of, I think we're ready to go into Doc Tobey's workshop at this point. So let's pop in, pay him a visit, see if he can resurrect, or rather, prevent the death of our turtle. Where is he? Maybe he's using the can. Let's go take a look real quick.
Remember to buy some of those extra durable rolls next time. Got on my hand again.
Jesus Christ, please, no. I don't want to talk to this guy anymore.
Oh, if it isn't the orphan boy. Pleasure as always.
Hands? Wash your damn hands!
So, what brings you here today?
Well, you see...
What's that you say? Your sister's turtle is dying? Well, you just leave it to me, boy. There's more to old Tobey than broken old clocks and antiques. Let me assure you. I'm a Tsukuba-educated professional, after all. And by leveraging their advanced techniques, as well as my personal research into long-forgotten technologies, I will imbue your sister's precious Toroimo with new life. Time is of the essence. We will teleport ourselves to the orphanage using my matter transmitter in the basement.
Oh, I'm just glad he didn't ask us to shake his hand. Anyways, he did not get the turtle's name right, but Akira didn't really feel like calling him out on it. Oh. Well, hopefully this goes better than it did in Chrono Trigger.
What are you doing? Get down from there immediately! My machine!
Looks like today's just not my day. You better go on ahead, my boy. Well, hey, this is a good opportunity to support your public transit systems. Take the bus, Dr. Tobey. Akira, for his part, he doesn't have any money, nor does he have a bus pass, so once again, we just have to walk back and risk getting our face caved in by Crusaders. As you can see, it's very easy to find yourself sandwiched between two Crusaders and just find yourself in a position to have no choice but get a fight. We also got an item from that battle, Matango Light. Restores a moderate amount of HP to all allies within an area and enhance all their attributes. Pretty solid for a starter healing item. Let's take this guy out. Actually, we've got a new battle formation here. As you can see, we've got even more cars than the other fight that we had to get into. Let's just get into the corner here, use another behind you. I'm not confident in Mother's Shame ability to actually kill the Crusaders at this point, so I want to stick to something that's a little bit more reliable.
Who's a badass?
You are, Akira. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. And we get another level up and Sleep in Heaven. This allows us to shut down enemies by putting them to sleep, and it is also a divine-based attack. Getting into another encounter here. If it's a new set of enemies, that's nice. It is not. Let's just check out the range of our new ability here. Sleep in Heaven, as you can see, hits the entire map, has a good chance of putting the enemy to sleep, or just delaying their charge gauge. That's what that other potential status effect is. That one actually has pretty good odds of sticking, even if the sleep doesn't connect, so it's pretty good. However, that's not actually the reason why I entered this fight. What I want to do is show off the teleport command. As you can see, that time it just put us back on the field. However, like I said, it has a not insignificant chance of just throwing you into a random location in this chapter, so I'm not a fan of using it. Most of these fights can just be used, or can just be solved by having Akira carpet bomb the field with one of his psychic powers, so I wouldn't really recommend doing that too much. But there are a few Easter eggs you can only get if you teleport out of battle. We'll see if I can't get a couple of them. Some of them are a little funny, particularly in the SFC version. Now, let's get back over to Kaori and see if we can't help out Tadakichi.
So, what did he say?
Doc Tobei's on the way. I'm pretty sure he's got a plan.
Hi, everybody! Sorry I'm late. Troubled with the matter transmitter. Too much quantum. Or too little. In any event, I opted for a less scientific means of locomotion. I walked. Now, allow me to examine this alien amphibian and reptile of yours. Great Scott! Little Toroimo is on his last legs. Liquefaction is our only recourse. Fortunately, I came prepared. This machine will serve as a host for his liquefacted essence. Toroimo will live again through the power of science.
You're turning the turtle into a robot?
Indeed. I'll just affix these electrodes to his body. Be a dear and plug this power cable.
Okay. I'm sure there's a socket here somewhere. Ah, there it is. Give me a sec.
Well, okay, we just turned the turtle into a robot. How you feeling, Doc Tobei?
Isn't science marvelous? But wait. Wait. Maybe, just maybe, the steel titan might also be a suitable. Of course! That's it! That's it!
Well, I'm not gonna think too hard about that. Kaori, what's on your mind for this? I'm so glad you're alive, Tadakichi. Or are you Toroimo now? Doc did save your life, so I guess it's okay if he names you after a vegetable. Well, I guess that logic tracks.
Whoa, it's really moving.
Thank you, Kaori.
Hey, quit following me.
Toroimo became your new best friend. So yes, we've gotten our first party member, Toroimo, the robot that has the soul of a turtle in it. He's actually really bad. Don't let those high physical stats fool you. Most of his moves have absolutely garbage damage modifiers, so he ends up hitting really weak. His damage is just miserable, so I wouldn't really concern yourself too much with what he's capable of, but we will look into it. One thing to note is that he cannot level up. He is permanently at level 5. That does not mean he doesn't have a way to improve his stats. That just means leveling up, gaining experience. That is off the table for Toroimo. We have to come up with other means for powering him up. But that is something we're going to have to save for a future video, because that's what we're going to call this one. Nice to have a video that only goes on for a little over a half hour instead of, you know, an hour, so I think that's enough progress for today. As always, I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Until then, though, goodbye.